What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Guys, sorry for a late episode. A lot of things have been going on. But yo, in today's video, we're going to be talking about The Flash, Season 3, Episode 11. Let's get into this. The episode starts off with Barry and Wally as they see fire from different locations. Wally runs off in an angry fashion to the Black Flash's location. Barry at the Arrow Cave is angry at how powerless he is. Harley walks up to him, puts his hand on his shoulder, and says, "That's how people feel all the time. Now that's why we're here. We can't give up. Our hope is in you. You're the only one that can fix this." Barry understands and then states that he says that his anger is just directed at not the fact that he's powerless, but the fact that Zoom, and Francisco interrupts and says Black Flash. Barry says Black Flash is now just about to take away Iris and Patty. I won't be able to deal with losing the ones I love. Harley says that now someone knows how I feel and walks out. Laurel walks out running after him. Thea says looks like this is going to be tougher on most than others. Harley walks out crying on the side. Laurel reaches down and hugs him. Laurel and Harley are dealing with the fact that they are fighting for them to never love. Laurel says it's hard on her as well, but they can't give up. We have a world to fight for, and it's more than just us at stake, Laurel says. Harley says you're the only one that matters. They kiss. Felicity is in the background. She hears this and just completely bawls out and cries. Wally races to the city to meet the Black Flash. He finds him sitting staring at a pond. Wally approaches the Black Flash with an angry look. Black Flash looks around and says, "Is there something wrong?" Wally starts screaming, "Why the hell did you set a building on fire that my sister is in?" Black Flash says that it wasn't to kill Iris, but to get Barry's attention. Now, Wally said that Barry already has Black Flash's attention. The plan is for Barry, not Iris. Iris is not supposed to be hurt. Before he could finish, Black Flash runs and grabs his throat and slams him on the ground and says, "You misunderstand. You don't make the demands. I make the rules. As long as you follow them, you and Iris will be saved. If not, you're going to watch her die first." Black Flash picks Wally up and throws him into the wall and turns around and begins to gaze at the sky. Wally gets up and runs away. As Black Flash is gazing to the sky, he gets a telepathic communication. It's a voice. He at first thinks it's the Speed Force, but finds it's different. The being says your heart is just as dark as mine. You don't care about anything, only destruction and revenge. The Black Flash says yes. The voice looks into Black Flash's mind and sees what he wants. The Black Flash is bound to the Speed Force, only in that form, the voice tells him. Black Flash questions on what does he mean, and the voice says, "The force that controls you is blocking me. I shall return once I am able to block her again." The voice slowly dissipates. Black Flash kneels down and looks back at the pond and once again says, "Caitlin." Wally West is now once again in the city running around trying to take his anger out on somebody. Now, he sees a group of metas destroying a building. Wally goes over and kills all the metas in a rage. Seen by the civilians, he runs off, leaving a bloody trail behind him. Iris and Patty are recovering as they are visited by Eddie and the other cops. Wally walks into the place and everyone greets him. And they say, "Where have you been? Your sister has been in the hospital." He says that he's been busy and got caught up. One cop kept giving him hell, and Wally jumped up and got in the cop's face. The confrontation is stopped by Wally after he's asked to leave. Iris frowns, and Patty says if I had a brother, I would want him to care that much. Everyone laughs. Wally walks down to the lobby where he's seen Barry walking in. Wally says to Barry, "What are you doing here?" Barry says to see Iris. Wally says you're not welcome. Barry questions why he is not welcome there. Wally says it's none of your business, leaves. Barry pushes Wally saying that he's had enough of being treated like this. Wally runs and pushes Barry and saying it's all your fault. Barry screams, "I'm trying to fix it." Wally says, "Fix? You think that you can just put back together and that's it? No, you're paying for what you did now." Wally punches Barry, busting his lip and sending him back a couple of steps. Barry in turn jabs Wally in the nose, breaking his nose. The two begin to fight. The hospital staff tried to break it up, but instead, Eddie breaks them up. Eddie says what happens, Wally just shrugs, and then Barry says that he just attacked me, and the staff confirmed it. Eddie tells Wally to leave before he arrests him, and Wally walks out. Now, Eddie asks Barry, is he alright? Eddie remembers Barry from when Joe and Iris let them stay. Well, they let Eddie stay with them for a few years because the Metas killed his parents before he got back on his feet and went into another family. Barry is taken to Iris by Eddie. Barry sits down next to Iris and asks what happened. Iris says those Metas always causing problems for the city, always disrupting humanity. And Barry says it's not all Metas. And then Iris gets angry and says that, to be honest with you, I can't tell Wally this, but I hate metas. Metas are the reason that the world is turning to hell. Metas are the cause of all the world's evil. If we want to survive, we have to kill the metas. And that's why I became a cop. I will always fight. The Metas had their foot on humanity, and it was time to fight back. Barry looks down in sadness, but then Iris puts his head up with her hand and says that, but Barry, you have been the only good thing in my life since I was growing up. You and Wally used to be so close, but now it's different. Please, don't you and Wally fall apart. You're the only family I have left. Barry grabs her hand and looks in her eyes and says that I will never let anyone he cares get away ever again. Iris and Barry kiss. Wally runs back as a flash and sees this while standing in the distance from the door where he could not be noticed. Plus, he's going super fast at the time, so he's seeing this. Wally runs off in more anger in his heart. Back at the lab, Diggle and Thea are talking about what happened the other day. Diggle says, sure. So, when are we gonna go on a date? Now, Thea turns around just blushing red and says that wherever is best and is safe. Diggle laughs, saying that he knows the place. He takes Thea to the Queen's nightclub and they party, talking about the old days more. And Thea wonders what were they like in the other future. The club goes silent as news comes on. Breaking. Metahuman targeting plane. It's Firestorm. He's going toward and shooting fireballs at a nearby plane hovering over the city. Now he manages to destroy one of the rotors on the plane as well as the back wing. Now the plane falls into the apartment complex, killing 500. A plane wing came into the nightclub and sliced 70 people. It was a bloody mess. Thea and Diggle rush down to see if there's anything they can do. They look to the sky and sees Firestorm, and he smiles at them and flies back up. Now Firestorm talks on the radio saying Phase 1 commencing, and a voice says, good, Phase 2 can commence. Thea and Diggle are trying to save as many people as they can. Now they even go to change into their arrow outfits to come back to try to calm down the chaos. Now the police are actually working with Team Arrow on this particular case. Usually they don't have too much in common, but particularly now they need all the help they can get. While they're talking, Felicity contacts Diggle to see what is the situation downtown. Diggle informs her about the plane and she says she's already seen it on the news and everybody else is on their way back to the Arrow Cave. She says what could be the cause of Firestorm to do this. Diggle remembers his Argus days and says this is a military tactic. She said, excuse me? He said that plane was not just randomly targeted. This is all for a purpose, for the human eradication force. And then Thea walks over and says, Diggle, what's going on? Diggle pulls Thea into a nearby alley and tells her about the human eradication force and how that might be the cause of it. Thea says they should inform the police. Diggle says it's not a good idea because then it will even worsen meta and human relations. We can't let them know that this is the human eradication force. We can't even let them know that there's a group of metas that are attacking humanity. Right now, the whole public thinks that it's just random mutants doing this, but in actuality, it is a group organized terrorist organization. If the public finds that out, it will cause mass chaos. They both agree to keep quiet and walk back to the police chief. As they walk out the alley, the police question Diggle and Thea, asking them what do they know and why did they just go into that alley. Diggle says that it's none of their business and we already told you everything we know. We did not know this was going to happen. We were just in the right location at the right time. And then the cops say, yeah, sure, you know that if you're hiding anything from us, that mask won't protect you. Now Diggle actually gets into the cop's face and Thea breaks it up and says that look, we are just getting hot-headed over this. Now the chaos is getting even worse because now it's like the police and vigilantes are fighting. Now who the hell is going to defend us? So now because of this, the chaos got even worse. Alright y'all, thanks again for watching. This has been your homeboy Popular Video Games here. Thanks for watching my Flash Season 11, or Season 3, Episode 11 prediction. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I put a lot of work into these. I try to do one every 5 days days. This one was kind of late. I apologize, but I will keep it on the 5 day mark. Now, what was it? I think it came out 8 days ago, so you can expect another episode in 2 days. Peace out, y'all, and talk to you later.